Nexus members, welcome to the Week 8 recap and award show. Obviously, due to the situation that occurred with Hurricane Sandy, a lot of us were affected. Internet connection, power outages. However, some of our members were affected in a more difficult way. I'm not going to really get into it. Most people, we all have Facebook. We can see what had occurred. And just for those people to let them know, you are part of the Nexus. So we are here to help you in any type of way. We are not only a fantasy football league. We are also a group. We are also a team. And we're also friends. So we're here to help everybody if they need it. Also to bring up is that I was only given the league fee by one person. That would be Mr. Sean. Thank you for that. But nobody else has paid their league fee, $10. Obviously, I know the situation that is occurring, so it's not the best time. But you need to get your fee. Regardless, we still need to purchase our trophy, so you need to get that fee to us as soon as possible. But let me just get this real quick. So we're going to get into the recap right now and the awards. So first we'll start off with none other than the Bone Crushers, one of my personal favorites, going against none other than the Heffinators. And you know what? I didn't get my bones crushed, and I didn't get my bones crushed this week. And of course, I took down the Bone Crushers. I am at 3-5. He is now at 4-4. Very interesting matchup. Also, I forgot to even mention, this has been the lowest scoring week this entire season. Nobody broke 140. Surprisingly. But let's move on to the next matchup. We got the replacements. Going against none other than Ryan Leaf's comeback. It was the Anniversary Bowl. It was the Couples Bowl. And Ryan Leaf's comeback takes the victory. I wonder how that worked out well that night. Moving on to the next one, we get under the Trees, going against Lotus Flower Bomb. And you know what? The Trees took it. The Trees are coming for you, man. The Trees are a great fucking team. And the funny part is he actually did not start Doug Martin, who was absolutely amazing. And he just demolished her. Completely killed her. She had 67.1. She didn't break 70. Now, in the record books, we now have Lotus Flower Bomb as getting the lowest ever in the league's history. I mean, it's only first season, but the point is, you are now in the record books for something you probably don't want to be in the record books for. But congratulations anyway. Moving on to the next one, we got Coney Island's Finest going against the Funky Comedians. And the thing about this was the Funky Comedians look at funky in this one, and they go and they take the victory. He is now 5-3. Coney Island's Finest 2-6. The Coney Island's Finest, as we can all see, after making that trade, has been blowing every single week. He's probably kicking himself in the ass for the fact that he made that trade, because honestly, Shane, you gave up way too much and you got shit in return, and that's why you cannot buy yourself a victory. Moving on to the next one, we got none other than the undefeated Dirty Sanchez going against Lay That Ass, and the undefeated Dirty Sanchez pulls another fucking one out her ass and gets, now she's 8-0, and Lay That Ass is 3-5. She's tied with me. So that was very interesting to even see that. Then again, Dirty Sanchez, we all kind of knew Dirty Sanchez was going to pull this one off. But, undefeated during the season, I wouldn't be surprised the way it's going. Keep in mind, the playoffs are starting to take toll. Dirty Sanchez has already found herself a lock in the playoffs. She's automatically in the playoffs. The question is will anybody take over for first place in that division? I believe you guys are in the Straight Edge division, and we are in the Barracks Barrage. But then we'll get into that in a little bit when I get to the predictions. I'm going to discuss the standings at the point. But let's get into everybody's favorite, the award show. Let's give out the awards. And we're going to start with the MVP with the highest of, sadly, 137. It's going to none other than me, the Heffinators. The Heffinators get the MVP twice this year. And I'm still only 3-5, which is pretty pathetic. But the fact is, I am your MVP this week. Tip my cap off. Sean was this close But it's the 49ers defense. They got a couple of sacks. They got that interception, and it worked out for me. And they only held them to barely any points. So we're going to move on to the next one. Is you're hurting for a score, and somebody is hurting for a score, and obviously it's going to go to Lotus Flower Bomb with her 67.1. There's no more to discuss with that. It's just absolutely sad and actually kind of funny. Moving on to the next one, you got knocked the fuck out. Somebody got knocked the fuck out this week, and due to the fact of the hurricane, this is going to be a little probably pushy, but it's okay. The fact is, the hurricane hit the trees, fell on the flowers, and they went boom. The fact is Hurricane Sandy pushed the trees down, and the fucking Lotus Flower Bomb got her asses whipped, and she lost by 50.2. Damn, that hurts like a motherfucker. Moving on to the next one, we got coulda, woulda, shoulda, but they didn't. Obviously we have to look at the bench players, see if they could have worked out together. And technically, looking at the way it came out, the Bound Crushers made a big mistake and they did not start Eric Decker and, surprisingly, Rashad Jennings. Jennings and Decker would have given you the victory. So the Bound Crushers, they did not crush my bounds. And he gets coulda, woulda, shoulda, but he did not do it. Let's recap on that one. We're going to start with the MVP, none other than the Heffinaces. Hurting for a squirting, sadly, 67.1 Lotus Flower Bomb. Somebody got knocked the fuck out, and the wind blows the trees, and then Lotus Flower Bomb gets knocked the fuck out by 50.2. You coulda, you woulda, you shoulda, but you didn't. The Bound Crushers didn't do it. They coulda did it, they shoulda did it, and they didn't do shit. Decker and Jennings, you didn't start them, you lose to the Heffinators. I'll be back with the Week 9 predictions.